2%. You know, even the China debt we complain about is 2%. That is what we repay.
Yeah.
But we repay our political elite, the money they lend us. 15%. And it has to be a priority. So when we are saying debt is a priority and people can starve to death, we are saying we must pay. Most of the people who are not entrepreneurs who can give us a talk on how to make money, become rich and inspire people. It is people who have taken our money through sweat and blood.
Wait. Diana. You know, when we were younger, we had to learn via rote.
Yes.
Repeat. So I am sorry. So domestic debt takes up the majority percent of what Kenya owes. True? False?
Currently.
At the moment,
yes.
Domestic debt.
Yes.
And it's a nice word, but domestic debt, essentially what you're saying is that you're borrowing from local financial institutions.
Yes.
Now, there's a demand 8% vis-a-vis 2% to China. So the amount it's a more expensive loan.
Yes.
A domestic debt is more expensive than external debt. Mm-hmm. But there is an appetite for domestic debt. Why is that? Remember that the 1.1 trillion is what Kenya owes, not will owe, owes.
It's due.
It's due.
Okay? Overall, we owe 12.8.
Overall, 12.8 trillion.
Yes.
Yeah. But what we are saying now in this budget, I don't know if it's me who's not. That's why we are. That's why you're here. On this 4.82 trillion, already 1.1 trillion is money that you're going to borrow.
Yes.
And what we are saying, he'll read it come July 1st or whatever, June 30th, that we will get from the domestic, those nice words, we will borrow from the domestic market, etc., percentage, whatever. But we already know that the larger payment comes in interest. And there is a difference of about 6% in terms of the interest that you will pay. So are we saying it makes sense to borrow externally, if must, than it does to borrow internally?
We must start borrowing externally.